Disclaimer: this is audio horror fiction. If darkness or the creatures it holds scares you, leave now. Still listening? Good. Then let's begin. Last night was a full moon, a type of night where the staff expect a lot of patience. It has been said that something about the full moon can throw off a human being's usual chemical balance and can make them act insane. There is actually some physical evidence to back this up. Police have reported more murders on the nights of full moons. Hospitals have received more patients during full moons. In the case of St. John's Hospital, our staff can confirm that this is usually true. However, on this full moon there wasn't much action going on. Well, other than one of my fellow surgeons removing magnets from the digestive system of a 4-year-old boy a few hours earlier. There wasn't much to do, so I picked up today's newspaper. There is a story about a guy who lived at 2813 Penny Lane, named Eric Maxwell Ward, who killed 4 girls and played with their corpses. Thankfully, the police caught this sick fuck. I talked with my good friend Hannah about this article, and she is equally as disturbed. The night was going to be uneventful until the EMTs came in with a guy whose legs fell off. Must have been from some sort of explosion, I thought. I went to the patient's room and found that both of his legs had entirely fell off, but there was no gaping wound present. It was like he was born without legs. Inspecting his body some more, I noticed patches of brown fur here and there. The patient's name was Dr. Howard Kent, PhD, who was in his late 40s. He talked about his field of work as an entomologist along with his wife and kids. After he was done talking, he hacked up a phlegm-like substance with a whitish blue tint. He spit it out a couple of feet in front of him. I had the complete misfortune of stepping in it. When I had stepped into it on accident, my shoes were completely stuck to this phlegm and I couldn't get them out. This phlegm was a million times stronger than glue. I hopped out of my shoes and had to work in my socks for the rest of the day. "I think there's something wrong with me," said Dr. Kent in an almost sarcastic manner. "Yeah, you're right," I replied. Already I knew this was going to be the strangest case I ever did in my life. There are no known diseases that cause leg wounds to heal quickly, gives patches of brown fur, and causes the victim to have super sticky phlegm. I asked Dr. Kent why this is happening to him, and he gave me some very vague answers. He kept on talking about his family and how he's currently studying arachnids, trying to be as vague as possible. Then, more brown fur started to appear on his body, especially around the facial area. It was around this time where I was starting to sweat bullets. Whatever was going on with this man was beyond weird, and there was nothing I could tell him about what was happening to his body. When he grew an extra 3 pairs of arms, I had to run out of the room. I tried to tell the staff about what had happened, but they thought I was only trying to pull off some sort of prank. They were laughing at my fear. Then all of a sudden, the beast that used to be Dr. Howard Kent came out of his room. He was completely covered in brown fur, had 6 eyes and 8 legs that looked like human arms covered in brown fur, and had a fully formed chelicera along with seemingly razor-sharp teeth. The monster was spewing its sticky phlegm everywhere and people were getting stuck in it, including poor Hannah. Hannah tripped face forward into the pile of goo and struggled so hard to get out, but it was no use. She tried crying out to the heavens, but God must have not heard her. The creature came near her and let its chelicera pierce through her flesh and muscle. The man spider ate the flesh and the muscle, and even the bone was consumed. The teeth of the creature had grinded the bones up until they were dust. After the feast, there was nothing of Hannah left. I stood in despair for a second, knowing that one of my friends was dead, and her family wouldn't even be able to cremate her body. The gluttonous beast consumed other stuck people as it did with Hannah. I felt a mixture of sadness, terror, and disbelief. Then the FBI came and tried to have everyone in the building evacuate from the hospital. Patients and doctors made a mad dash for the door. Vehicles were waiting for them to take them to another hospital. I went along. The next morning, I'm still trying to make sense of it all. Did that really happen? It seems like something that would come out of a movie and not real life. How did Dr. Kent turn into that thing? Why did Dr. Kent turn into that thing? I'm not exactly sure if I understand how to use modern science to turn a man into a monstrous humanoid arachnid. Why did Hannah have to die that way? Hopefully the FBI has somehow caught that fucking thing. Although, the word around here is that the FBI didn't catch the creature, and it ran out of the hospital and into the woods. Forever I am bound to have nightmares of that beast eating me up. Nightmares of reliving that night again. The night of the worst full moon of my life. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to help feed the dark machine. If you know someone who's a fan of horror, be sure to share this story with them. And if you have a story that you would like for me to read, send me a DM on Twitter @EvilOrphan or to the email linked in the description below.